destination in the Yucca Valley, the Best Western Hotel. My total for the first day's drive was about 200 miles. After waking up at around 6:30, my view was dominated by the San Bernardino Mountains, just catching the dawn sunlight. One of these, Mount San Gorgione, or Old Grayback, is the highest peak in Southern California at about 11,500 feet. And it was about 23 miles away from my hotel. Today I went on a long walk in the desert of Joshua Tree National Park. I first stopped off briefly at the visitor center, 7 miles from the hotel. Then the entrance to the park was a further 5 miles on. As you can see, driving through the desert park was very civilized. Good roads, clear signs, frequent pulling in places, and designated car parks were some of the more popular spots. I stopped several times to take in the landscape, very different to my UK walking areas. The park is named after the so-called Joshua tree, which is strictly not a tree but a large plant, the Yucca brevifolia. This is just a small section of the park, which is vast. It covers an area of over 1,200 square miles. Compare West Sussex with under 800. More than half of it is desert wilderness. There are actually 2 deserts, the Mojave Desert in the west and the Colorado Desert in the east. This almost deserted car park area was close to the start of the trail I'd chosen for my walk. Having read the warnings about rattlesnakes, I was a bit nervous at times. It wasn't so bad when I stayed on the main trail, although even then I was a bit wary when stepping over scrub and large rocks. But a couple of times I cut across uncharted ground to reach a new track or whatever, and that's when I made a point of stomping quite heavily as I walked.
All day I faced the barren waste without the taste of water, cool water, water. Old Dan and I with throats burned dry and souls that cry for water, water. Cool water, clean water, water, water. Keep moving, Dan. Don't you listen to him, Dan. He's the devil, not a man. spreads the burning sand blue water.
I was surprised to find occasional reminders of how cold the desert nights were in February. It seemed really odd, playing with a snowball in the middle of the desert. Far ahead of me to the west, I could see the high peaks of the San Bernardino Mountains. This was taken from where I had my picnic lunch, about 5 miles from the start, at the most westerly point of my walk. Although much of my return journey just retraced my steps, hey, there's that snow again, I did make a few excursions. The walk was 11 miles long, and I got back around 20 to 4. The shadows were beginning to lengthen a little by now, so before I left the park, I stopped the car once more to take just a couple more photos. Although it still looks very sunny here, actually the wind had risen and it was quite cold. Back in my hotel room, at around 7:45, I watched the sunset behind the San Bernardino Mountains.